A snow-covered forest is my happy place. It hasn't snowed in 3 weeks yet, still a ton of snow on the ground. Thought it'd be a good day to come out, set up, relax, cook some delicious food, and share it with all of you. Hope you all enjoy the video. Hello everyone, welcome back to the forest. Surprisingly, there's still snow out here. I came out after, you ever had like one of those weeks, a week long where the world keeps kind of giving you the old 1-2? That was my last week here. And so I thought today I would come out and find my happy place, right? Peaceful. Take out my favorite cruising vehicle to where I just enjoy driving and get out into the forest. And I got up here and surprisingly, there is still a ton of snow. It hasn't snowed in 3 weeks and we've had, pretty good temps, 45, 50 degrees sometimes during the day. Still gets down to the 20s at night. The mountains cast a lot of shadows on themselves, so the snow sits around for a while. So it's nice. It's just a perfect environment. It's a little breezy today, so I did bring my heavier jacket just in case, but today I brought out my little fire pit. I'm going to do something that I did before, a steak sandwich, but I'm putting a little twist on it. I got a little bit different bread, some kind of rustic ciabatta bread, and I'm going to do an au jus sauce and dip it in there. And the reason why, I was thinking, what could I add to that last steak sandwich? Because it was pretty juicy. I didn't put anything on it, there was no condiments on it. It was just steak and bread. And I thought, what can I do to juice it up even a little bit more? And I thought, oh, I love beef dips. I really love beef dips. So I brought out some au jus and some French onion soup to make an au jus to dip, and that hearty thick bread should really sop it up, and it should actually hold its texture as you eat it. So I'm looking forward to that. I also brought out some of my favorite Bush's baked beans, which today I'm actually going to try to cook in the can. It's really nice out today. So my friend Sharon got me this flannel for my birthday. What a great gift. I had been hinting at the fact that my other 6 or 7-year-old Wrangler flannel needed to be retired. That flannel not only made its way all over in the outdoors, but I wore it in the house too, a lot in the winter. I don't like running the heater. I don't like breathing hot, dry air. So I'd wear the flannel inside, and the only thing that's really wrong with is it's lost its buttons here, so the sleeves are all over the place. But this is a little bit darker one. I really like it. It's really warm, really comfortable, and it's really lightweight, easy to drive with. I don't like driving with the big thick jackets on. Oh my God. Well, that was ridiculous. It was so good that I didn't even talk while I was eating it. Savory, really savory. You guys know that I always talk about how I'm not a big onion person, but I use French onion dip, which it's just full of like sauteed, just melt in your mouth onions. And that's where you get the good flavor from it, stuff like that. So the packet of au jus, and then the trick is to put some French onion in there. Now it ends up making a lot. That's usually the amount we make for 2 people. We usually use like a Kaiser roll type of thing, more of a roll, and a roast beef for our beef dips. But I had just a wild idea to see how that would work. And it's been a long time since I've used, well, actually, maybe it hasn't been that long, but I forgot just how good using the fire pit puts just an incredible crust on the meat. It was like I was trying to get through it with the knife, you know, the outside crust. I was amazed. And then, because it's just, slicing it the way I did for a sandwich, it's just that little outside edge brings in that little bit of extra texture. And then dipping it in the au jus, which was still on the fire, keeping it nice and warm, actually nice and hot. Oh, it's so good. I toasted off the ciabatta bread, put a little bit of the olive oil spray on it, just, you know, crisped it up a little bit. It ended up being perfect. It was really good. Actually, normally I'll make like two hamburgers, or have some left over and take some home. I made two, and I ate them both. They were just so good. I feel like I need a nap. I did find something in my kit that is missing, in my little emergency bag that I take with me. I have two of them. One that stays in the Jeep. That was the first one I built, and it has basically all the best stuff in it. And I tried to mimic it with another one. You know, it's got an extra jacket in there. It's got a little hatchet. It's got Mountain House meals, and usually water. This one's out of water because I used it, I guess. And it's missing a, you know, like I have a little titanium cup that you boil water in. I was going to use the titanium cup on there to boil some water and make another cup of coffee. There's not one in there. The Jetboil's in there, which I use to make the coffee all the time. So I guess I was reliant on the Jetboil doing the water for the Mountain House meals. Heat up your beans. I used the can over this because there's no flame. It's just heat, and it worked perfect. I did look it up on the internet, and there were some places that said don't do it. Some places said that's fine, just don't do it on open flame. No one talked about the metals leaching into it. So I know in the old days, like a long time ago, maybe even before our time, you couldn't do that. But you would see that in the old like cowboy movies, you know, or you'd see them put a can on the fire. Never do that with it closed. Because I can tell you this, we were out at the sand dunes and, you know, younger, crazier days, and people would throw bullets in the fire. Yeah. Worse than that is they threw a can of beans in the fire and it explodes. So it's a possibility you could get shrapnel from the can, but worse than that is imagine an explosion in the coals, and it blows out the fire and the coals, and people's chairs all got burnt. It wasn't like directly in my camp. It was the people next to us that were like acquaintances. Yeah, that was pretty ignorant. So don't ever try and cook something in a can without it being open. It will explode. It will explode. And don't ever throw bullets in a fire. That's ignorant too. Well, I'm going to call that a wrap for this weekend. What a brilliant day it's been. Overcast. The wind died down. Got a few birds in the air that I can hear. No one else has been out here, I can tell, with no other tracks besides my 80 Series Land Cruiser and the previous GX470 when I came out with it. Just driving around enjoying the snow. It's all ice, but it's so much so ice that it's real easy to drive on now. You know, it's gone past that really bad part to just real easy to drive in. No, it's not really snow. But it's so quiet out here. It's so quiet when the snow's on the ground. I love it. And I really like the fact that I can bring out my fire pit. I just like with the snow because once I'm done, I can take my grill out. You set everything out in the snow. It instantly cools right down. You put your charcoal coals down. I brought a 2.5 or 10 liter jug of water. Whenever I bring the water, because I can pour it over it, because I have nightmares if I think that I didn't put out my own fire, you know. So I bring a lot of extra water just from the hose just to dump that out and make sure it's good to go. Other than that, I hope everyone enjoyed getting back to the traditional Chris X stuff. This is what I really enjoy doing. Look, the video I made before, that was all from videos that I did. But to combine them all into one to try and try and do something different. I'm not sure. I don't know. All right, everyone, that's going to do it for me. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope I made you hungry. I'll see you all next weekend.